Now, resistance to refugees appears to be growing in Europe and the United States, especially after the Paris terror attacks. A recent case suggests Latin America is becoming a tempting destination for people fleeing their homelands. But as CCTV's Michelle Bega reports, security is becoming a concern along with human trafficking.
5 Syrian nationals allegedly paid $10,000 each to be smuggled through a route in Latin America before being detained for carrying false Greek documents in Honduras. The Syrians informed human rights groups that their final destination was Guatemala, where they were promised jobs and a home by their Turkish smuggler.
We are worried about the lack of due process. This is a lack of due process from the moment immigration transported them to police. There was no pre-interview for them to explain they were fleeing violence.
A U.S. rights activist said all 5 are part of a wider group of 7 Syrian nationals that acquired forged passports in Brazil. The Syrians say they have been traveling for more than a year through a smuggling route that includes Argentina, Brazil, and Honduras.
Are these detained Syrians seeking a new start in another country, or are they terrorists? U.S. officials believe they were trying to reach the United States, but recognize there is no evidence that links them to Islamic militants.
A recent increase in detentions in Latin America has exposed what could become a larger trend for Syrians traveling with fake Greek passports.
There have been regular entry points into Brazil, Venezuela, either by boat or even by air. And then basically there are established routes, including through Colombia, that go up further north. And refugees are using them. It has been before the Syria crisis and it will go on.
The United Nations Refugee Agency says some Syrians are fleeing from war and some do not have an option to go back to homes and will pay any amount of money to be smuggled out despite the risks.
And then they are used for criminal means, for example, smuggling of drugs, or in the case of women, sexual exploitation, for example. The point I want to make is the smuggling of people may rather easily translate into the trafficking of people, where all of a sudden you become a victim of the same group who actually has been entrusted with the facilitation of your travel.
The Paris terror attacks have international security on high alert for Syrians trying to use alternative routes to reach Europe and the United States. But as the Syrian crisis worsens, the situation becomes not only a security issue, but that of human trafficking. Michelle Bege, CCTV, Bogotá.